So your client wants you to do portraits at their event. So a number of you caught on to my statement during last Monday's live YouTube event. You heard about the client that wanted portraits taken during the event. Welcome to the Pricing for Photographers channel. This channel is all about supporting photographers and helping them through the process, the complex process of understanding how to best price their photography through different scenarios. By doing this, we help to make your business more profitable and our industry just a little more healthier. It's common for clients to request portraits during an event. Unfortunately, it's when clients surprise you with the request to create portraits when you need to be focusing on the event itself. So, what do? Let's talk about it. So it's best to not say yes to creating portraits during the event for a number of reasons, which we'll get into. The best scenario is to ask a lot of questions before the event. However, this is not foolproof because, again, clients will surprise you during the event and ask you, hey, could you take a few portraits for us? Now, some of you are asking, what's wrong with creating a few portraits on the side at an event? Now, if you normally create portraits without a setup, then maybe there really is nothing wrong at all. However, if you normally create professional portraits with lighting and post-production and you have a certain style, you have to remember these portraits will not represent your work properly. So think about it. That portrait, without your traditional lighting, style, and post-production, will be out there representing you. Now, I'm not suggesting that you decline your good client the opportunity for a portrait, but I do recommend you let them know that this is not the traditional way in which you create portraits and that you don't have the opportunity to do your normal lighting and post-production. And in this scenario, I would not charge a portrait fee on top of my hourly event rate. Now, if your client asks you to create a bunch of portraits at the event, the fact is this is taking you away from your job to capture the event properly. It's taking you away from creating event portraits, and you need to be very firm in letting the client know that this is the case. The best thing you can do is to actually have a conversation with your client before the event. Let them know that portraits are an option and give them pricing. Let them know that you need to set up lighting, that you may have to hire another photographer, that there's post-production involved to do it right. Or maybe you're going to print on location. All these options are now available in front of the client before the event. Again, this is important so your client has the option to accept or decline the opportunity for portraits. So if your client does accept the opportunity for portrait photography, you can now set a specific time, a designated time for you to create the images, or again, hire another photographer or set up the system to print photographs on demand. The amount you charge certainly depends on your workflow and post-production process. For example, if you create an image or the photographer you've hired creates an image and immediately sends it to the printer, that is different than creating a full-blown portrait session with your full post-production process, delivered a few days later. However you go about it, I highly recommend a per image pricing structure. Now, if you're concerned about expenses, you can always have a minimum, such as a minimum of 25 portraits. So how do you approach client requests? What happens if a client asks you to create portraits during an event? I look forward to reading your answers in the comments below. And if you found this video valuable, please like it, share it with a friend, and if you don't want to miss a future upload, be sure to subscribe.